Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of IGNU Kolkata Regional Center, it is my proud privilege to welcome you all to this special lecture as we celebrate IGNU's week-long National Startup Day 2025. We extend our heartiest greetings to all IGNU learners, esteemed alumni, and all members of IGNU's wide network and fraternity of universities and colleges who serve us relentlessly through their learner support centers and part-time IGNU faculty councillors. This lecture is being organized as part of Kolkata Regional Centre's initiative to participate in the national agenda to energize education in India through transformative values that can make education universally seamless, flexible, lifelong, pragmatic, relevant, innovative, learner-centric, technology-enabled, multidisciplinary, with the objective of creating employable and enlightened citizens for future India. Ladies and gentlemen, IGNU was established by the Government of India through an Act of Parliament in 1985 as an autonomous institution under the Ministry of Education. The university has its jurisdiction over the entire country and has been mandated to expand opportunities for quality higher education through technology enabled open and distance learning in the country. It has consistently served the educational aspirations of 35 lakh students as per the 37th convocation. Through its broad network of 57 regional centers and over 2,063 learner support centers, and a strong international presence with its 25 overseas study centers, which are spread across 15 nations. Regional Center Kolkata was also established at Kolkata in 1988 to meet the educational aspirations of 13 districts of West Bengal through a well laid out network of 35 study centers serving more than 35,000 students. This lecture will be widely outreached through IGNO's online platform with Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and our interactive website. We expect the outcome of this event to reach the optimum capacity of IGNO's online footprint, which is approximately 35 lakhs learners currently, who transcend all barriers of age, gender, religion, language, region, nation, and international frontiers, including our Pan Africa network and our SARC tele-education network and UNESCO. Ladies and gentlemen, we feel it is time to reflect on the significance of molding the spirit of young, energetic India for the global world. Poised as it should be to be the future workforce for the global economy, it is our duty to ensure that they do not lose touch with our civilizational heritage, making our education relevant, innovation driven by enlightened entrepreneurship and self employment founded on service and universal values is a significant way to achieve this objective. IGNU Regional Center Kolkata has wholeheartedly supported NCID IGNU in carrying out its various innovation and entrepreneurship activities for the students and alumni of IGNU. Our Innovation Club has actively engaged with the learners in this region to support and facilitate the spirit of innovation and creativity so that IGNU, through its dynamism of NCID, stands at the forefront of fostering a new generation of self reliant entrepreneurs towards Viksit Bharat 2047 by successfully creating a robust innovation ecosystem throughout the country. Aligning to the spirit of Viksit Bharat 2047 and NEP 2020 goals aimed at celebrating and promoting the spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship among the students and alumni of IGNU, RC Kolkata is proud to support the initiative of NCID to celebrate the week-long National Startup Day 2025 programs by organizing various types of activities and programs aimed at igniting youth towards innovations and startups for Viksit Bharat 2047. It is my privilege to welcome Dr. O.P. Sharma, Director of IGNO NCIDE, National Center for Innovation and Distance Education, for the plethora of activities dedicated towards enhancing innovation in IGNO, and thank him for his dynamic activism to drive innovation and entrepreneurship ahead among learners of IGNO. He is a constant source of motivation and enlightened leadership. He has always taken the spirit of entrepreneurship far ahead of our times. I would also now like to welcome Professor Devi Prasad Mishra, our esteemed expert who's joined here with us today. He's a professor in the Department of Aerospace Engineering and Design Program, Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, and an adjunct professor in the Center for Indian Knowledge System, IIT Guwahati. He's currently working as the director of NITTR Kolkata. Currently, he is also the chairman of BOG Government College of Engineering, Kalahandi. An active proponent of the social initiative Bharatiya Paramparik Gyan Vigyan Samaj, his areas of expertise and interest reflect an enlightened integration of modern science and technology with traditional knowledge and wisdom of the Indian civilizational heritage. His interests are propulsion, combustion, computational fluid dynamics, and atomization. He has held Indian Oil Golden Jubilee Professional Chair at IIT Kanpur. He has been conferred with several awards and recognitions. He has authored 5 textbooks and 9 edited books in the field of combustion and propulsion. He has published more than 260 research papers in international national journals and conferences. He has also 5 patents to his credit. He has undertaken more than 32 research and consultancy projects from various agencies, research labs, and industries. He has developed 6 online courses under SWAM platform, a national initiative of the Government of India. Besides this, he has designed and developed a unique MOOC course, Introduction to Ancient Indian Technology, on SWAM platform of NPTEL. Over the last 10 years, he has delivered several invited lectures on ancient Indian science and technology and culture and tradition to more than 1.5 lakhs of people across India to revive and re-establish the authenticity and glory of ancient scientific and technological culture of India. He has also delivered several invited lectures on the ancient Indian spiritual knowledge system by several organizations across India. He has written several articles to popularize science and technology among common people and delivered several lectures and discussions on TV and radio related to ancient science and technology and other different topics. He has a penchant for developing and designing eco friendly, sustainable products and technology. He has dabbled in, in Oriya literature and has 2 books in Oriya language to his credit. He is well known as a motivational speaker and is very popular among the youth today. We are privileged to have him here with us to celebrate the initiative that NCID and IGNORC Kolkata has taken jointly to enhance and bring out the glory of Indian civilizational character and the contribution that this can make in the character building and the framework, mental framework of an entrepreneur who decides to delve into startups. Thank you very much, Professor Mishra, for being here with us. I will now invite Dr. Behra, who will coordinate this meeting and this special lecture for us today. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best.
Uh, Thank you, madam. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, madam. Okay, thank you. Uh, on behalf of IGNU Regional Center Kolkata, I welcome you again in this uh, webinar. Dr. Professor Devi Prasad Mishra has already joined, and he has invited to all the participants to uh, join in this seminar. On behalf of Regional Center Kolkata, I once again uh, congratulate you all and welcome you all in this platform. Uh, uh, Director MCID is there, Dr. Om- OP Mishra sir. Hello. OP Mishra sir. Okay. I think he has left. Yes, he has left. Okay. So, as there is no, he has not available now, I would directly request Professor Devi Prasad Mishra sir to start the presentation on this occasion. And yesterday was a great day. That is birthday of Swami Vivekananda and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Also, the part of the program here in West Bengal. So, eventually, we are organizing this conclave today. So, I request Professor Mishra, Professor Devi Prasad Mishra, uh, to present his lecture. Sir.
सबको मेरा नमस्कार and respected Dr. Sujata Datta, the Regional Director of IGNO Kolkata, Dr. Behra, and also Dr. Om Prakash Sharma, who is the Director of NCID IGNO, and also all the participants. And I really feel very much grateful to Dr. Sujata Das and is all the people who are instrumental in inviting me to have an interaction on the topic, which is very important for the IGNO because you are having innovation club where the entrepreneurship is being uh, encouraged to the students of the IGNO and also the alumni of the IGNO. And IGNO is having a long history, what Dr. Sujata just now talked about it. And let us look at the topic given to me, traveling toward the success in startup and dynamism from Bhagwat Gita. And this Srimad Bhagavad Gita, what is the meaning? Let us first will understand what do you mean by the Srimad, what is the meaning of Bhagavad, what is the meaning of Gita. Of course, some of you might be aware, but a lot of people in modern time, they are not looking at this important scripture which is being used today across the globe, particularly the Western country. And also it was used by several peoples in past, at least after the second or before the after the First World War. A lot of people got interested. It is not that people got interested in after the First World War, but also the this Bhagavad Gita was translated during the Muslim rule also. So then we'll have to look at what is this startup. Startup is become a buzzword in our country, at least for last maybe one decade. Okay, and it is vigorously being pursued by, and then how to get success in startup, and how it's not that you will get success, but the topic is how you can travel toward achieving the success in startup. And what is that Bhagavad Gita? If you look at, this is having Srimad Bhagavad Gita. What is Srimad? Sri Mad is, if you look at, it consists of two words, Sri and Mad. And this Sri word we use in our day-to-day life. Of course, nowadays, modern Indians, they do not know really. Like earlier days, the Sriman, Srimati, these are being used. This word root goes back to the Rig Veda. If I say Rig Veda, what is Veda? So India is having the four Vedas, right? And Rig Veda is one of them and considered to be the oldest Vedas, that. And it means, Sri means it's a wealth, the abundance, and it is the sign of prosperity, right? And the also the Sri is considered to be the Sri Lakshmi, or the goddess of wealth. Wealth is wealth of various kinds, and who doesn't want to have wealth? So wealth will be for the body, that is health is wealth. Wealth for the mind, that is how to sharpen your mind. Wealth for your what you call the material gains. And wealth also provides the what you call the power, what human being always hanker after particularly. And wealth also, the Simad means it is the glorious divine, and it is the abundance of knowledge. Saraswati is also sometimes called as Sri, knowledge. Knowledge is important to acquire the physical wealth. But the knowledge is very much essential for the mental wealth. So Bhagavad means it's basically the divine knowledge. What is the divine knowledge? Why it is required? That is, and Gita means it's basically the song of divine knowledge. We can call it as basically the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And it is considered as the song of eternal life. Why eternal life? Because our Shastra says, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Janani Jatare Sayanam. This is eternal. The life goes on. Today, you have taken birth, you will die. Jatasya Dhrubang Mrityu. Dhrubang Janma Mritasya cha. You have taken birth, you will die. And if you will die, then you will take again birth. So this is a very important concept or things what Western people already doing research. They have proved that what our ancestor was saying is right. So if you look at the historically the perspective of Bhagavad Gita, and it was basically a part of Mahabharata. Some of you might have watched the TV serial Mahabharata, Kathai Purusartha Paramartha ki Katha, that you might have seen Ram, and it was a very famous when maybe 20-30 years back. And today you might go to your Google or the YouTube, you should watch that. Lot of things are there. It was a part of Bhisma Parva. Later on, in around 1000 BC, that is before the Common Era, around maybe something 3000 years back from today, it was being separated from the Mahabharata, and it was very much being talked about, and it is known as Prasthanatraya. It is one of the important treatise of the Advaita Vedanta, what Sankaracharya has talked about. There are several people who have written about the Bhagavad Gita, the Bhasyas. Bhasyas means interpretations and explanation. And if you look at one of them is the first which made this Bhagavad Gita is popular in our country. It goes back to the Adi Sankaracharya. All of you might be knowing Adi Sankaracharya was a great person who integrated this nation both spiritually and also the politically, because he established four mutt. One is in Puri and the eastern part, western part, northern part. Even in Kashmir, he was having. And he is a person who rejuvenate the Sanatan Dharma. And after the Buddhism and other things, he only lived for 32 years. But the amount of work, the literature he has left, it is mind-blowing. So what he says is that about the Bhagavad Gita, he says, from a clear knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, all the goals of human existence become fulfilled. You are a human being. Our scripture says that you are having the divinity, infinity, dignity, and infinity lies with you. What is God? God is basically infinite. So you are itself is God. Mame Bansa Jiva. You are a part of the God. No scripture in the world, no other religion could talk about this. Only our Sanatan Dharma, what is not a religion, and keep in mind the Sanatan Dharma is not a religion. Religion divides the people, whereas Dharma, combines the people, right? वो जो रिलीजन है लोगों को बांटता है और द धर्म जो है लोगों को जोड़ता है. And this, what he was telling, that what is the objective of human mind, human being? He says that all the goals of human existence become fulfilled, and Bhagavad Gita is the manifest quintessence of all the teaching of Vedic scriptures. Veda is very, very great scriptures, what our ancestors were meditated and got several, ideas and mantras, and which are also useful today. Unfortunately, we are not exposed to that. And if you look at, as Dr. Behra was just telling, that yesterday was celebrated as a youth day in the birthday of the Swami Vivekananda, one of the, he is the only patriotic saint, according to me, in the modern time. And he has influenced several people, stalwarts, who have given us the freedom from the colonial rules. And he still is encouraging our youth, and all of us, not only youth, even I am also influenced by his teachings. What he says about Bhagavad Gita, he says, the teachings of Krishna means Lord Krishna, as taught by the Bhagavad Gita, are the grandest the world has ever known. He is the grandest. Even I believe strongly what Swami Vivekananda has told. It's really very great scripture, but a lot of my young friends, they are not reading. They are not looking at it. Whereas the IMS, Indian Institute of Management Science, there is a Bhagavad Gita. Even the Harvard schools of USA, they have having the management from the Bhagavad Gita. There are several European countries they have started, but we are not. He who wrote the wonderful poem, who is saying? The Swami Vivekananda. He's saying who wrote the wonderful poem was one of those rare souls whose lives sent waves of regeneration to the world. That means, he has the power of the Bhagavad Gita is enormous. The human race will never again see such a brain as his who wrote the Bhagavad Gita. Whoever has written, of course, people say Veda Vyasa, who had written the Mahabharata and Ashtadasa Purana, 18 Puranas, he was the person who wrote that. He's saying whoever has written such a brain and will not never again gets, but I don't know, he has told, but nobody knows future. But still then I believe that means he's trying to emphasize that Bhagavad Gita is a great scripture, great text that one has to look at it. And if you look at that, I must tell you one person who is basically, his name is Henry David Thoreau, who is an American author, and who says one sentence of the Gita is worth the state of Massachusetts many times over. That means Massachusetts You might be knowing MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. MIT was having a great tradition of the keeping the repository of the books and the knowledge. But he's saying that the entire state, not MIT alone, but entire states having several universities, whatever that content, one sentence of Gita is worth. That is saying. It's a Henry David theorem. And let me just tell you that you might be knowing Oppenheimer, who is the creator of the bomb. And when he was testing that bomb, when the bomb was placed on the Hiroshima Nagasaki, he was aghast. He was very unhappy, and he started, this reciting, because he was exposed to the Bhagwat Gita, and he felt that he started reciting the slokas from Bhagavad Gita out of this thing, to look at the kind of damage what the nuclear bomb has done. Although he felt guilt about the thing, doing that after reading the Bhagavad Gita. There are several people. Let me just tell you Hermann Hesse, because I'm a fan of that person. I had read some of his literature when I was student, or I was doing my engineering. Okay, and he was, but he is the person who is a Nobel laureate. Hermann Hesse is a German. He's from Germany, and he says the marvel of the Bhagavad Gita is its truly beautiful revelation of life's wisdom, which enables the philosophy to blossom into a religion. Of course, according to him, religion is great, but for me, religion has divided the people. It has done enormous damage to the mankind. Whereas the dharma will combine the people, will make the people to have a relationship. So that is why the Sanatan Dharma is very important. And let me tell you, the first sloka of Bhagavad Gita, all of you must know or might be knowing. That is that what Dhritarashtra says. Dhritarashtra, the emperor of the Hastinapur, that in Mahabharata war, he is asking to his minister Sanjay, Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma khete kuru khete samaveta jujaschava mamaka pandava chaiva kim kuvata Sanjaya. Sanjaya is the person, is the minister who was having given the divine eyes to look at the battle, what is happening. But here, generally people interpret like there is a two parties. Of one is Kauravas, other is Pandavas. They are assembled their the armies, a large number of people. In one side 12 Akhanis, other side is 8 Akhanis. Large number. If you look at it, is something lakhs of people assembled from various states of India and also the neighboring places, and they were about to fight. But then this is the things they started with the background. And but I feel that this interpretation I do in a different way. What I am saying, it is the Kshetra of Dharma. That means whether you are using Dharma, means let me dharayati. What you have to do, it's what is Dharma? Dharma is not related to a set of people. It is the properties of a human being. I will not get into that because it will take time. It is a little subtle in nature. And that is, Dharma is basically that helps you to progress and prosper in life without doing harm to the others. Not only the human being, but to the animals, to the insects, to the nature, Mother Nature, mountains, rivers, all whatever is there. We are a part of Mother Nature. And if you follow that, that means you are not doing any damage or the minimum damage to the people around. Rather, you are working together as a part of the creation, that you are all cooperative, not competitive in nature, and you are that. That is the dharma, basically, I can say in a very crude form. That means you cannot divide people, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, all those things. That is what is happening across the globe, and the war and fighting is happening because of adharma. So he's saying this is the field of Kshetra, means field, is a field of dharma, and there is a field of adharma. And also, whenever we are doing something, that means we will have to also action. That is Kurukshetra. That means work, the field of work. And between this, Samabeta Jujus, there is a war always between the positive or the negative or the adharma and adharma. So this war is going on between the one in any human being, or it is going among the states, among the people, in the family, in any system as a whole. So this kind of going on, and this is the continuous and constant war fighting which is going on, who will prevail over what, and then one has to follow the path of dharma. So that is important. So also important for what you call in the case of the doing business or entrepreneurs. What is startup? If you look at startup is a term. Can anybody tell me what do you mean by startup? Let me understand first, because startup is a buzzword. Can anybody tell me what do you mean by startup? And when did really this startup business started in our country and in other countries? Whether it is happening or this is our new invention, or it is coined by us, or it is earlier it was there in other country. Can anybody tell me? If you can't tell me, any student can.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, I believe a startup is a firm that believes in innovation and problem solving.
Is it really? But then innovation is there, problem solving are there. No, that is not startup. Okay, the definition is not that. Innovation and the what you call innovation is very essential for building a startup. It's one of the tool one has to be used, but that is not the startup. Start up, from English word, right? Any other things anybody can say? I mean, let us understand that, because today we are talking about startup. Okay, so let me tell you, the startup is basically trying to do a business or to become a developing enterprise, right? And it is objective is to basically have a enterprise so that you can generate the wealth, or you can say in other words, in modern time, it is amassing the wealth, which is not right. Okay. So if you look at the startup term was basically to develop a enterprise or a business or a company or whatever you term you can use. Okay. But the best word I can think of is enterprise, right? Where the profit is one of the motivation to do that. In 1970s, earlier days when I was a student in engineering college in 80s, right? In 80s, that at that time we are having entrepreneurship, course, entrepreneurship training programs. It was going on. But the startup was basically was started in USA, with the rise of Silicon Valley. You might be knowing the Silicon Valley, where the computer and the IT sectors grown up in 70s. And this was to describe a young technology companies. Is it basically company? Startup means company. Startup companies, okay? But in India, this was introduced in a vigorous manner very late this term. But now it is a buzzword. Everybody is talking about startup. But startup is not a very new thing as such, according to me. Okay, this was just to describe young technology company. That means a company which is started by a person, few people who are not having any wealth to invest and they don't have resources at that level. But this will be technology driven companies. Okay. That was the definition or when it started, but now it is not. That is anything you do, a new initiative to have a generate some wealth, is can be considered as a startup according to my way of doing it. But in India, it was introduced, by the government on 16 January. That means, that's why this week is going on, today is 13, and 2016. 10 years is not being completed, But, and what was there? That was basically objective is to create an ecosystem. That means, ecosystems, environment, you can say. Earlier days we used to, ecosystem also a new term. Earlier days we call it environment, okay? Or a conducive atmosphere, we call. But nowadays people are talking about this ecosystem is being used nowadays very much this word. Sometimes some word will be predominant, like so also startup. For startup and innovation to generate employment, because what happened? And economic growth. Today, economic growth is a very important. So also the employment. The unemployment is increasing at an alarming rate because of fact that numbers, the jobs are shrinking down. Why it is shrinking down? Because a lot of new technology coming, which are automated. It is not that unemployment is a problem in this country because of 140 around, I can say. Now it will be maybe 145 crore people. But unemployment is a problem in USA. Unemployment is a problem in other European countries which are developed. It's not a problem because according to me, unemployment is created because of introduction of the technology which are not meant to be for all the people. For example, AI, ML, other things, the robotics, the automation, these are all will be creating more unemployment. Unemployment is a big problem for social problem because people are not getting job and their mind will go astray. They become crime. So this, to solve that, people solve that. Okay, let us start a startup company. Innovation. Innovation is a buzzword now, and for that there are several infrastructures and then regulatory environment, then rule regulations. See, they are trying to simplify, but I'm afraid not. Right? And also tax benefits. The government was trying to easier compliances, faster exit mechanisms, like a one door systems, like, right? In one place you will get everything. These are a lot of facilitating the government is trying to do, and therefore the every 16th of January is celebrated as a national startup day. I guess the IGNO is have made this talk series maybe because of that. This is my guess. Okay, I may be wrong, but I think so. So if you look at why this topic, success, traveling towards the success in startup, because of fact that the startup companies in USA particularly, because India is yet to understand what is the startup rate and what is the success rate, what is the value. I think the people have started assuming that success rate is not that good. According to my data in USA, 10% of the total ventures made by the young people setting up the startups with the venture capitals which are given by the nowadays the other big companies, they're also now entering, helping the things. They might be having their own investment schemes, and they find that 90% of the startup are getting, failing or going away from the systems. And the first year, if you look at generally, this is the data which is from the basically USA, about 10% of startups fail within the first of their starting point. First year itself, 10% will go. After that, people are saying that maybe third or fourth year, around 45% will go. 65% will go within maybe 5 to 10 years. So that 90% generally are failure. Therefore, how to get success is a question mark which is lurking, because we are encouraging the people. The success rate is not that high because of various reasons. I will not get into that why it is so. Maybe I can, some of the reasons I may say, but keep in mind that the startup or doing a business is a risky job. Please keep in that mind. And why you will have to do business? That is another question. Why not go for a job? Can anybody tell me why you will not go for a job? Why you will be going for entrepreneurship? Can anybody tell me? Because job is a very, very, what do you call, easier work to do.
Sir, because we want to do something of our own. We
That is
want to be
fine. But
job
why?
creators.
Why? We want to be a job creator. Very good.
Yes.
But that means if you want to be a job creator, what you will get out of that? You may be ruined. Just for the discussion sake, I'm saying. I'm not discouraging you, okay? Just to
Okay.
get some, I'm provoking you to give some proper answer,
So
Okay.
basically, we want to be job creators because we are using the resources given by the society, and it's a
Yeah.
way for us to give it back to the society.
Yes, that is the beautiful thing you have told. The
Thank
Jui
you.
Pandey, right? Your name is
Yes,
Jui
sir.
Pandey. Yes, told. See, we are all taking all the time from our birth. We are taking the food, cloth, the even other things. They're all materials, whatever you use. But we have taken the birth as a human being. We should give something to the back. But why you will give that? A lot of people are not giving. There, Bhagwat Gita comes into picture. Why you will give? Because the objective of human being to get happiness. And you want to be happy all the time. You look at Bill Gates. Bill Gates is coming to the slum area himself and serving the people. Why? And the Bhagavad Gita says, Sannimendriya gramang sarvatta shamabuddhaya papnu banti mameva sarva bhuta hiterata. That means sarva bhuta hiterata. When you will do that in serving the people without expecting anything out of it, then you get a happiness which cannot be purchased with the whatever the wealth of the Bill Gates is having. Bill Gates is having all the wealth. He is the richest person of the world. But he is coming to the slum areas of India, of Africa. He could have sent somebody to give. But he is coming because why? His heart is burning. His heart is not at peace. He wants to get peace and bliss. And when you give, you get the bliss. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita comes into picture. So, beside this, let me tell you, if a person, as a director of a government, is a central government, I must tell you that whenever we take people, they are the best we choose generally, unless otherwise there is a corruption factor. Okay? If there is a corruption, maybe worst fellow can enter into. But if there is no corruption, assume the best people come. But after 20 years, they become useless. Most of them, not all. Why? Because it is a same routine job, and also that they don't take interest. Job is secured, and they become laborers. And laborers, they don't do anything. मजदूर मजबूरी में जीता है. भारत में आज जो समस्या है उनका, they don't live a life of a human being. Life is expansion is life, contraction is death, and they are living dead bodies according to me. They don't have ideas, they don't do much. I'm not saying all the people, let me tell you, most of the people. On the other hand is a government servant. But if you look at the private, these are all other. They are being exploited too much by the people. Then both are sufferers. They are not enjoy of the life human being. So when you do enterprise, you try to understand what is life and what really you can offer to the world around you. So therefore, if you want to understand, explore, and experience the expansiveness of the life, you want to be entrepreneur. Is that clear to everybody? And that human being can do. So therefore, entrepreneur is very important. And let me tell you, how do you define an entrepreneur? What is the meaning of entrepreneur? Entrepreneur means startup, means basically entrepreneurship, entrepreneur, right? A person who does entrepreneurship, entrepreneur is known as entrepreneur, right? A person who get involved. What we are talking about in Bhagwat Gita is not enterprise, but the entrepreneur, because entrepreneur is the main person who is the whole and soul of any enterprise. Apart from your materials, technology, then your rule, regulation, these are all paraphernalia. But suppose all are there, there is not an entrepreneur, then enterprise cannot stand of its own. So let me tell you that what these people are saying, the Cantillon says the entrepreneur is the agent who buys the factor of production at the certain prices in order to combine them into the product with a view to selling it an uncertain price in future. This is something about the business, but this is not really true sense entrepreneur. It's a business. Of course, business is also an entrepreneur. Businessman is also an entrepreneur. But the JB says, or let me look at some other person. Joseph A. Competer says the entrepreneur is basically innovator who carries out the new combinations of various ideas to initiate and accelerate the process of economic development. He's talking about economic development. What is economy? What is development? I will not get into. Only I can tell you what today people are saying development. That is not really development. It is destruction. It's unfortunate. What people are calling it is economy. That is not economy. It's rather I'll say non-economy. People are calling this. I will not get into the definition of my own. But let me tell you that what is the F.H. Knight saying? Entrepreneur is the economic functionary who undertakes such a responsibility which cannot be insured or salaried, right? It cannot be that you do not know whether you will get the money to survive or not. That uncertainty is there. But however, the uncertainty can give a leverage to expand the thing. Suppose you can become a what you call like Baba Ramdev. Baba Ramdev was having no money in his pocket, but today he is a billionaire. Okay, and several other people. Even Tata was not started. Even the what you call the Geo, that is what is that Geo? Who is the owner? That Ambani's father was nothing. He became a very big big person or big businessman. So because the risk taking is important. What I say, that is my definition I'll give, because these are the definition I really don't like. According to me, an entrepreneur is a man who carries out business using innovative acumen in an ethical manner. This is important. Ethical manner for the economical development of the entire humanity, not individual. I'm not hoarding the money or the grabbing the wealth for my self-aggrandizement. It is for the humanity, to meet the human needs and aspiration, not the greeds of the human beings, without spoiling both local and global environment. See, in the name of business, in the name of entrepreneurship, we are spoiling the ecosystem. There is no friendship among the people. People are becoming a cocoon. They are not talking, they are not interacting, they are now gluing to the mobile, and the life has gone today. Even in village, life has gone. Let me tell you, I'm really very much unhappy the way technology are being abused. And this is also the unethical manner of spreading the the products which are not required for leading a life, blissful, peaceful life. And it is very important in our ancient time. I'll just give an example of my own father or father. See, when my father, because earlier days people were very enterprising, maybe 50 years back. When my father is basically from a village, okay, and my grandfather, when he went to, he got a job in my native place, Cuttack, where I have taken birth. And of course, I'm here because of my father, that I must tell you. But let me tell you my origins of my grandfather. When my father went to him and told, I'm leaving this, I'm going to do a job in Cuttack, and which is around 100 kilometers or maybe from the Cuttack, my grandfather was worried. He said, why you want to go? You want to do a job? I told that several people, I have employed, and who will look after that? You become like a owner of this, and then do that, because my father was a grandson. So my father is the eldest son, because my grandfather was having 4 or 5 people who will be looking after all his enterprise. Are you getting? Of course, he was involved in the agriculture, farmings, and other things. No, that was the worry. But today, modern father and mother, if their children won't get a job, they are worried. Their intention. These are just 50, 60 years, things have changed. In a UP, if you look at the doing a job is basically considered as a very, very bad thing. That is a Mahavara hai. Uttam kheti madhyam ban nikrus chakiri bhik saman. That means if you are begging, doing a job is like a begging. Nokar banna matlab, nokri karna, nokar banna was considered to be a very derogatory job. A derogatory profession. And that was there in maybe 60 years back. But today, it's the other way around. People are studying just to get a job. And this is really creating a lot of problem in this country. And their mind becomes sluggish. They cannot do that. Therefore, enterprise is important. Therefore, startup is bigger. And the people become lazy. They are not taking interest in that. Udyamena hi siddhante karyani na manorathai nahi suptasya singasya pravishanti mukhe murga. What is saying that you will be very active. Mind will be agile when you do become entrepreneur. You will be bubbling with the energy. But at the same time, I must tell you, you should have a courage to face the failures, because failure is the pillar of the success. So therefore, you will have enough mental power to do that. And when you do that, you should have a clarity. You should have a confidence. But at the same time, you'll have to develop a compassion for the people around you. If you get success, if you get failure, if you are getting failure, you get experience. If you are success, if you get experience, you can give advice. And if you get success, you become the leader. Both the way is important. Both way you are gaining. So let us look at how you become startup entrepreneur. You will have certain ideas. And when you get ideas of any kind, you get excited. You become a human being. Otherwise, you are an animal by instinct. So therefore, for getting idea, you will have an open mind. And if you want to be open mind, it should start from your childhood. It cannot be just open mind today. If you are fear stricken, the ideas won't come. Even if ideas you are coming, you won't enjoy. Even if ideas are there and you are not implementing, that become a dream, and it will drag you to the pit of destruction or the drain of destruction. So therefore, it is important. Let me tell you, every human being is creative by nature. I call is man is a creative and curious creature by mother nature. Creativity is the birthright of a human being. Do you agree with this point? Unfortunately, because of bad parenting, because of bad education, because of bad environment around us is killing the creativity of the human being. Enterprise will help you to germinate and nurture the creativity of a human being. Therefore, he became not a criminal, he not a animal man, but a man. See, this thing you won't get in any book, let me tell you. This is my own creation of giving arguments. Okay. So therefore, it is important to become an entrepreneur, to develop enterprise for the welfare of the society without hampering the ongoing enterprising work of the mother nature. Because the mother nature is the substernum of the entire creation. We are a part of the creation around you, around us. So therefore, it is important. I'll take another 10-15 minutes to talk about what is this, how the Bhagavad Gita will be help you. Let me tell you, the Bhagavad Gita is a very important one. If you want to have the entrepreneur, the first step, you will have to know, understand yourself. What you like, what is your passion, what is your long-term goal, what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, what are the positive qualities you are having, what are the things. That means you should know your dharma. Unfortunately, we do not know. And swadharma, Shreyan swadharma biguna paradharma swanistitat swadharme nidanang Shreya paradharma bhava. What is happening? Swadharma. What is swadharma? Swadharma is basically defined from the swabhava. What is, you'll have to take an internal journey to understand what you are. No education, no educational institute is talking about this, unfortunately. What is my characteristics? What are the qualities I am having? That you'll have to explore and find out yourself with the help of a teacher who can understand you, who can give you time. If any of you are interested to understand your Swadharma, you can contact me. And we are started a very good work now that is known as Bharatiya Parampari Gyan Vigyan Samaj. And beside this, I take the class on Bhagwat Gita every Sunday from 10 to 11 a.m. online. If some of you are interested, you can join that. It is free of cost. Of course, I take a course in IIT Guwahati on Bhagwat Gita for youth. That is basically you will have to pay some money. Okay. Beside this, just crossing my mind, I have written a book which is titled as a book, Bhagwat Gita, Srimad Bhagwat Gita for youth. Keeping in mind is a small book you can read. You can also understand. This is what is important of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita can transform your life, provided you understand the efficacy of that and follow it, experiment on that. It's not that you will just press a button, the light will come. It's not like that. You will have to work for it, then only you can get it to it. So therefore, you will have to know your svabhava. Once you know the svabhava, you will have to also look at your swadharma. And if you go and take the paradharma, that means if I become a jealousy of another person and try to follow them, then we'll be in trouble. दूसरे के जूती को पहन के ज्यादा रास्ता नहीं चल सकते हैं. So we should not follow. Generally, people say that you follow, you become like Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam was a great scientist. First of all, he's not a scientist at all. And these are, never follow anybody, learn from others. I always tell, don't follow me. When my student try to follow me. I said, don't follow me, follow my logic, my way of interpretation. Whenever my research student try to follow me, I told follow me. Generally, teacher will tell follow me, but I said don't follow me because I am the person. I am different. You are different. You follow your path. If you need many help, you want to learn something, learn it with your mind. And for learning, three things I always tell. What is that? Tarka, tathya, tathya, tarka, anubhava के आधार पर सीखो. And that generally people don't say. That is the problem with this modern system. Whereas the Bharatiya Paramparigyan was based on that. Unfortunately, we became colonialized. We became slave. Day by day, slavery is going on because of bad education, which is happening across the country. So there is a great hope. I hope that NEP 2020 will change the scenario. I hope for that because hope is important for leading a good life and to become entrepreneur also. So therefore, that is the important point. What you need to understand that Swadharma, you must do that. It's not that easy, let me tell you. And that will give you several ideas when you enter into yourself. And this is also one. And when you talk about that, what you need for becoming an entrepreneur is that a good body, physical body, and you should have also the mental body. In generally people call it physical body. Okay, I will not ask question because if I do interaction, it will take more time, and I think my time is over. Am I right, Dr. Behra? Is it my time is over or
No, sir. You can continue, sir.
okay, fine. So what I was telling, see, the body, according to Western way of looking, oh, you are having physical body. That is not. According to our scriptures, see, our scriptures not exposed, not being taught in any school and colleges. It's unfortunate after the independence of 70, 80 years, our students, our youth are not exposed to the plethora of knowledge which is lying hidden. And this is a very grand and very great. What is that? The body, we having three bodies. What are those? Stula sarira, Sukma sarira, Karana sarira. Right? So, therefore, when you talk about it, you'll have to take care of three bodies. It's important. What is Stula sarira? What I see, this hand, this brukak, this heart, this face, all this physical body. There is a what you call Sukma sarira, the subtle body, the causal body. I will not get into that. It will take time. What I'm saying, this is to be looked at it. And then you will have to look at the mana. Right? In Bhagwat Gita, there is a beautiful sloka. What says that Indriyani parang rahu, Indriyevya parang mana, manastastu parabuddhe, buddha buddhe parastatu sa. This is a very, very logical steps of who is the subtler than what and how to go about. Generally, we'll have to go from grass to the subtler, from darkness to light. Asato ma sadgamayo, tamasho ma jyotirgamayo, mrityang mang amritam gamayo. So this is a beautiful way of saying the thing, So therefore, what you'll have to do, how you'll take care of your body. What is that? How will take care of your body? You are getting up. Are you getting in the early in the morning? No, I'm not getting up. Most of the students, most of the youth are getting up. Maybe 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, some of them. And what they are doing? They're sleeping in the daytime. After the rising of the sun, can you sleep? But we are sleeping. We become nocturnal animal. Night they are not sleeping. We are busy for what? Busy for nothing. And this is, you are spoiling your body, physical body. And what you are taking food, junk food. What is the junk food? Pizza, burger, and then Swiggy, right? All these are food which are, see, one should take only home food, right? Whenever you are traveling, there is a different. But people are not taking home food because these are having no taste. But these are people are putting taste enhancer. They are spoiling their hormone. They are spoiling their body, their mind. Everything is going on in the name of business, and that is not enterprise. We don't want to have that kind of startup. At least me, not. Okay. You are not here to swindle the people. Here you are to help and the people to have a peaceful, blissful life. And you are spoiling the generation. And this generation, the gene is degenerated. And the gene is degenerated, that means all the entire, Indian heritage is going out. The gene is getting spoiled, means it's a great problem. Okay. So therefore, the physical, what is that? The beautiful sloka. Yukta arabhyarasya yukta chestasya karmasu yukta swapna bhava bodhasya yoga bhavati dukkha. You want to overcome the happiness. This is only one sloka. If I take, it's a very, very great thing. The so pregnant meaning, it's having several pregnant meanings. Yukta, that means food should be proper. What is that proper? What is that proper? The hitbuk, mitbuk, ritbuk. That means whatever the food or the things, ritbuk. Rit means, suppose, let's say you are having winter, you should take tomato. Tomato you should not take all the time, the entire year. Nowadays, without tomato, you cannot have a curry. And then tomato puree. These are all nonsense going on. So, mitbuk means you should not take too much of food. For example, rasgulla. Rasgulla is light. Therefore, I will take 100 rasgulla. No. You take 1, maximum 2, depending upon the size. Okay. And hitbuk, that means which is good for your health, you should take. So, jukta ahara. Ahara means the food for the physical body, food for the mental body, food for the the subtle body. These are our mental body, food for the intellectual, for the mind, for the intellectual, for the ego. All these are to be given. This is known as antakarana. And jukta biharasya, you should have recreation. Recreation doesn't mean that you will be gluing into the games in the mobile. Okay. Not in the serials, not the fighting, or the sex, or the pornography, no, these are not the bihara, okay? Bihara means boom around, have a recreation, play games, do some physical exercise, go to a mountain, go to the sea, go to the temple, go to somewhere to feel, bihara. That should be proper. It should not be improper. Yukta chestasya karmasu, that means you will have to try and do your best, leave the rest. Karmashu means you have to do work. The people today, they are saying that, we'll work very hard and earn too much of money, then we'll not work. You cannot. Nobody can live in this world without work. Nobody can live in this world without work. Please note down. Why? Niyatang kuru karma tvang karma jaya he karmana sarira jatra pijatena prasiddheda karmana. Jab tak sharir ka journey of this life, journey of this body, what you are carrying, till that means as long as you live in this beautiful blue planet, you will have to work. You don't have anything to say that you won't work. Because the people are fed up with the work. Work is worship. How can you fed up? These are all nonsense what Western people are talking about. Yukta swapna bhava bodhasya. If you want to dream, have dream. What Abdul Kalam is saying? Abdul Kalam said, dream so that it will be you cannot sleep in the night. No, don't do dream that much. Okay? Too much of dream is bad for the health, bad for your body, mind. No, don't do that. Don't follow the, Abdul Kalam in that. Do that, swapna, that means diva swapna. Daydreaming is bad. You should have a dream that can be doable, whatever, depending on your capacity, depending on the resources, depending on the things. Right? So that the balance is the key. Samattvang yoga uchyate. That means balance. If you want to be entrepreneurship, you will have to understand the things and cut your coat according to cloth. That means, that doesn't mean that you will not take any risk. Risk is a very important thing one has to take, but calculated risk, not just jump into that for the thing. And very beautiful sloka, which is there for the work, art of work, and take responsibility for what this is. When generally Indian people are suffering, and most of people I have seen, they are not taking, they'll blame game. Blame game means you are not taking responsibility. If you have done something good, you will say boast of it. Oh, I have done. But if something wrong, then they know he has done. These are all because of the mind problem. What he's saying, you should not, how to get success in any accomplishment or any enterprise. What that you do your best, leave the rest. What is being talked about in this beautiful sloka, which is always talked about it. A lot of people might be knowing it. All of you, most of the people know it. Karmanne vadikarastu ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalahetu varma te sangasta karmani. That means he's saying that you have the right to perform your duties of the karma, but you are not entitled. You should not rather entitled, or you should not be worried about the fruits of your karma. You should not always boast of. You should not never consider yourself the cause of the results of your actions, nor should you become attached to the not performing any actions. No, I will not do because I got failure. No. Even you fail 100 times, you will have to try it again. And also, what you do without, that means you'll have to work hard. What I say that work hard is always people say it, okay? But what I am saying is a little different. Work hard while sharpening your mind and intellect. Each time you will fail, you'll have to analyze. Hey, why did I fail? Why my effort have gone, not taken the fruits, what I desire? What are the things we are having that you'll have to analyze and take the corrective steps, develop your mind, find out the resources for entrepreneurship, find out where you have gone wrong, analyze it, and take corrective steps, and also see that how you'll get success. So therefore, it is important that you'll have to do. Let me tell you how you'll have to do that. Keep in mind that you will have to look at is a very important concept. What is Bhagwat Gita says? Saddha. Saddhavan lavate jnanam tat parang sayendriyam. See, keep in mind that your distraction of mind comes from the indriyas, the sense organ. You will have to control your sense organ. For example, suppose, let's say you are having enterprise, and or you are, let's say you will be going to for exam. Now a very beautiful movie or a game has come, and you will be not controlling your organs to enjoyment, then naturally you will be losing it. Suppose you are enterprise and you will have to give the tender in time, and you are not working for that and wasting your time for some game, some enjoyment film, or going with your girlfriend or something, doing that, then naturally you will not get. Are you getting a point? So therefore, you are not controlling it. That doesn't mean that you will not enjoy the life. You will have to enjoy, but enjoy in the work, and enjoy, and sense organs are there to help you to use it. You should not subjugate the sense organ. You will have to sublimate it. It should be under your control. The sense organs should not control you. Please understand. Sense organs are very important. You should know how to use. So that also, it is the Shraddha, the devotion, the faith with devotions, not the blind faith. Not that somebody has told you what to do, not that it is written in some, what you call scriptures, therefore you will follow. No. Even the scripture may be wrong, but you will have to, that doesn't mean all whatever written in the scripture is wrong. No. You will have to use your mind, logic, and then put it and understand it and do it. So an open and peaceful mindset is very essential, what this sloka is saying, that you will have to open. And you might be knowing the Alva Edison, Thomas Alva Edison. To bulb, he produced a bulb. And then what is that bulb? Bulb is produced, somebody told that, you have done a wonderful work and you have failed several times. How do you manage to, face the failures so gleefully? He told, I didn't fail. In 1,000 times he failed, and then the 1,001 time he got the bulb invented. Okay. He told you, I told you, how come you have failed? People are saying, no. He said that it was a learning from them. Any failure has given me how to redo it, how to learn. He's a learner. See, one must, to be entrepreneurship, one must be an eternal learner. If you are not a learner, you cannot be entrepreneurs. And at the same time, you should not be egoist. At the same time, you'll have to take the cooperation of the other people, the attitude of and also the cooperate with others. Coexistence is the, essence of life, human life. Devan bhavayata tena te deva bhavayatuya parasparang bhavayanta sreya param bhavsyata. That means, Devan, jo deta hai usko devta kehte. You became devta. You will have to give. If you want in your company entrepreneurship, let's say 1,000 rupees or a 1 lakh rupees, you will have to give certain percentage to the welfare of the people. People who are downtrodden, people are trying to become, entrepreneur. People who need education, people who are not getting food. But don't give the food alone. Give the skill to people to develop themselves. That is important. Don't give anything free. According to me, giving alms to the beggar is a crime, according to me. But however, you should get some work done and give the money if you are having. So therefore, you will have to sacrifice and be pleased so that cooperation between the persons will be great, and great prosperity will reign over all. Prosperity is important, what is being emphasized. So what is that? How to do that? You will have to, get responsible for that. Then very beautiful sloka is there, which is known as yajna. How became, you will have to do the work, won't get attached. That beautiful technology given in the Bhagwat Gita by the Lord Krishna, from the mouth of the Lord Krishna, is that yajna. Yagyartha karmananyatra loka ayam karma bandhata tadartham karma kontaya mukta sangha samachara. For the sacrifice, that means you will have to do for the welfare of the people in mind, and let the other people get the benefits out. Whatever will be remaining, you will take. See, first point I told, that you got a 1 lakh rupees profit in doing some business, you give some percentage. But here it is other way around. You use the minimum amount for your survival, for your, what you call, the daily needs, like my food, cloth, shelter, all those things are requirement. I can't say, no, without food you live, no. And you use minimum. Not like Ambani, for the marriage of his son, you will have 5,000 crore rupees or more. I don't know the exact number. People are saying 5,000 rupees, somebody is 7,000 rupees being spent. Right? This could have been, several entrepreneurs could have been developed in this country by that money. Okay. Now, no, you will have to use your personal life has to be reduced, the minimized, and rest of the things for the welfare of the society. And that is yajna. That means samuha. And also more people will be involved in that for the welfare of the, not individual, but for the welfare of the people, community. That is important. So that is a beautiful thing for which one has to do the entrepreneurship. And when you do that, What you will get? You will get the happiness, you will get the energy, you will get the enthusiasm, which are essential for expanding the horizon of your entrepreneur. And at the same time, you should not have the confusion. And when you are having a confusion or where you get frightened because of various reasons, then you will have to remember very great sloka or the verse what Lord Krishna says to Arjuna. Arjuna got duped or Arjuna got confused, and also Arjuna got the frightened by the outcome of the imminent war between the Kauravas and Pandavas. What Sri Krishna is saying, Sri Krishna was a great psychological teacher. He says that Klaibyang mas gama partha na taitang upapadyate khudrang hrudayang dorbalyam takta utishta parantapa. He's saying that he's calling Arjuna, the fighter, the greatest hero, greatest warrior of that time. He's saying that you, napunsak, that means importance. It is doesn't deserve that you don't look to be important. He's saying, na taitang upapadda, that is not the character. Khudrang hudaya, your heart is too small. Dorbalyang takta utishta parantapa. Leave that small heart, smaller heart and mind. Get, oh parantapa, the scorcher of foes. You will have to fight yourself and you will have to keep, this is a very beautiful sloka, basically from Kathopanishad, Bhagwat Gita has taken. Utishtata jagrata prapyang varan nivodata. If the same Sanskrit thing has been translated by Swami Vivekananda, which is a very famous, arise and awake, still stop not, goal is reach. As an entrepreneur, you'll have to say, look, if I have done this enterprise started, I'll have to work hard, sharpening my mind and intellect, and I'll have to do everything within the law of the land, arise and awake, still I get the success in the entrepreneur. Success will kiss your feet one day if you are having persistence, and perseverance is the pillar of the success. And that Bhagavad Gita says, and I'll tell you, I think I will not go further. I'll just come to the end. And what I'm saying, you will have to fight with yourself. You'll have to fight with your enemies. When you prosper, a lot of enemies will be coming around. These are scoundrels in this society, and you should have moral and ethical way of fighting. You'll have to Bhagavad Gita, read it, then only you will fight. I will give also one of my example in this institute as a director. I'll talk about that. Let me tell that, then I will talk about the sloka. What is saying that, maybe 20 days back, there was some unrest among the outsourced people, some people of my institute where I'm the director. For 15 days it went on. Wait on the strife that, down Devi Prasad Mishra, and then Murdabad, let him die, you remove him, all those things went on. And the police didn't come to the help. My advocate ran away. If I go to my people, deans and other people, they are frightened. Some of them went on leave. Okay. And I was trying to fight. I remember the Bhagwat Gita. I am a person who is doing the justice and who are following the Bhagwat Gita. And let me tell you, with the God of the grace of the Bhagwat Gita ideas and also the Almighty, the problem was solved after 15 days. It was a very grueling time. And I repose the faith. So similarly, when you see that you will have to fight a war, but you should not, at the same time, you should follow the dharma, you should follow the rule, regulation, whatever it is. I must tell you. So what is saying that in Bhagavad Gita? Wage a war against your enemy. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara juddhacha mai arpitang manabuddhaya mame vai sans mame vaisasya sansayam. Oh, Sansana, don't lose confidence in you. You are having the Almighty with you. And Tasma Sarveshu Kalishu all the time. Don't run away from the war. War is internal war, which is yourself. That is very important. Other is the external war. War is all the time going on. This wall, it will be going on. So therefore, the whole mental machinery, the mind, intellect, must be used the performance of the work. That means if you are developing entrepreneur, or you want to be entrepreneur, or you develop enterprise, that you will be dedicated, that you are saying, I am doing this work for the welfare of the mankind. And when you get that, you get energy, and that your mind and heart attaining the things, you will be definitely successful. There is no doubt, no trace of doubt will come to my mind about the failures in your entrepreneurship, provided you are following the laws, rules, regulations. Dharma is important. So I'll come to the end. What I can conclude is that Srimad Bhagavad Gita is one of the most influential Indian scriptures of the entire world. Entrepreneurship is important for the personal growth and progress of the society and also the nation, the glorious Bharat. And the entrepreneurship without innovation, creative, and attitude to serve society can never be successful. And innovation and creativity cannot be achieved without personal excellence. Personal excellence begins from the ideas given in the Bhagavad Gita and being, so therefore these are the very, wisdom, ancient wisdoms are there, and you will have to get hold of it. You will have to practice, read it, understand it, and practice it. So practice makes a man perfect. So self-introspection, what he talks about, because Bhagavad Gita advocates self-introspection, self-evaluation, finding out the strength, weakness, and taking the corrective steps and following the dharma, which is important. And selfless work for the welfare of mankind leads to the harness, the creative and innovative energy, what all human beings endow with it. The problem-solving ability with creative mind and intellect will come in a natural way, provided you follow the path of dharma. The sublimation of sense organs, mind, intellect, ego will give you a power that you can face the world, atrocious world, with a gleefully and blissfully. Though learning to be the honest with yourself is important aspect what Bhagavad Gita advocates. Take responsibility for your own work and your belief and your failures. And self-knowledge is the best knowledge to be acquired, that Bhagavad Gita always advocates, by which the success in startup can be, safeguarded, can be achieved without really any doubt. Thank you very much. Sabko namaskar. Dhanyavad.
Thank you very much, sir. You have elaborated Bhagavad Gita in such a way that directly related to startup, which is the 1 week program of IGNU. In fact, startup introduced in India on 16th of January 2016 by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ी बात है कि आज हमारे जो ये वीक लॉन्ग प्रोग्राम आज से स्टार्ट हुआ है दिल्ली से. तो different regional center organizing different activities on this occasion, and in the morning session we had a webinar from the headquarter itself, and later on it is divided into the regional center that they will be organizing different programs, and at the end of the week we will be again meeting for the same to conclude the week long activities. So
Is there
thank you.
any question anybody wants to ask? Question?
Yes, sir. So now the session is open for all. If any query is there, you may ask directly. Sir is there. You may ask. Anyone? जूही पांडे, आपने कुछ आंसर दिया था, पार्टिसिपेट किया था, आपको कुछ बोलना है तो पूछना है तो
No, sir.
ओके, थैंक यू सर। मेरा एक थोड़ा सा छोटा सा क्वेरी है कि एक साइड में हमारे भगवत गीता है, दूसरे साइड में हमारा जो राइटियसनेस, जिसका जो मेन एलिमेंट ऑफ भगवत गीता, तो उसको धर्म पालन करते हुए जब हम इनकम करते हैं तो ये तो हमें एक सेल्फ सेटिस्फेक्शन आता है। बट जो लोग जैसे इनकम टैक्स नहीं देते हैं या ब्लैंक मारते हैं या फिर बाईपास करते हैं या कुछ और करते हैं, उनके साथ क्या होता होगा, मतलब इन फ्यूचर
See,
क्या होता
future.
होगा? क्या क्या
There
उसका तो
is
रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हमारे नहीं है, बट उनके
yes,
साथ वो किस
उनके
तरह की
साथ क्या
अपने आप
होगा
को
वो
जस्टिफाई
जो
करते
करते
हैं?
हैं। देखिए, आप लोग देखे होंगे कि बहुत सारे लोग सफर करते हैं, तरह
यस
तरह की सफर करते हैं। तो वो लोग जो पुण्य, जो सत्कर्म करते हैं, उनको पुण्य होता है। कर्मस्य फलम सत्कर्मस्य फलम पुण्यम, असत्कर्मस्य फलम पापम। पापम पुण्यम क्या है? पुण्य मीन्स यू विल बी हैप्पी, and puno, what is the outcome of the papam? Papam means you will be in trouble, you will be in tension, you will be in stress, you will be in other thing, you will not get sleep. You are having all the money, you are in AC room, but you are not getting sleep, you are taking sleeping. That means he has done something papam. Okay, are you getting? So therefore, and your state of mind will be agitated. You are facing problem. Let's say you are in the same place, one person, let's say in a traffic jam, right? I'm giving an example. One person is very cool,
यस
right? Another person is agitated.
यस यस
He is going and hitting the people, and then people are hitting him, that is
यस,
papam.
इट हैपेंस समटाइम्स, या
It happens. You might have seen the fellow is sitting or he is trying to help. So therefore, they will be suffering because of that. You may think that they are having all. See, let me tell you. I'll give an example of what to call this fellow, Bill Gates. Why he is coming to the? He is a very rich person. He is very lucky to have that. Yes or no? He has amassed money.
यस
He
सर,
is
यस
having enough money to maybe buy few countries, right? But he is coming to slum for what? To get happiness. Yes or no? Or
यस
else
सर,
ask
यस सर,
to go and give them. That also can happen. But he is coming himself.
यस
Okay,
सर,
there are several instances. So therefore, I would say that the people will be various kinds are there. So they will be there. We should not worry about it. Whether we are getting satisfied, whether we are getting bliss, whether we are getting peace, whether we're getting happiness by doing good work. And that is our dharma. Okay.
यस सर,
And beside this, our Shastra says if you are doing, see, you might be knowing the snake and ladder. Okay? Snake and ladder,
यस
that
यस,
that is
99
yes, that is a game. It was invented by whom? Can any student tell me where it was started first? In which country?
नहीं सर, मुझे मालूम
Sir,
नहीं है।
in India only.
Okay, that you are guessing, but what is the evidence?
Um, I'm
Okay,
not quite sure.
not quite sure. Let me tell you. That is basically is not snake and ladder name. Name was Dharma Patha. That means if you do dharma, you will be going in the ladder to the top, and if you are doing adharma, you will be swallowed by the snake or snake, it will go down. Okay. In not in physical sense, not in wealth wise, but in overall wise. Overall, I means
यस
physical, mental, moral, ethical, all the because life is all combination of that, na. So, adhyatmic, all those things, depending on that, you will go. So, this is that's why people have devised this thing. But unfortunately, our society today is marred by the adharma. Therefore, we can't see. Ajnanena brutam jnanam. Adharmena brutam jnanam, I can say. And Adharmena mrutang dharma. Dharma is basically surrounded by the thing, therefore we can't see it. And dharma लोगों को जोड़ता है, लोगों को जोड़ता है. अधर्म और जो रिलीजियन लोगों को तोड़ता है. And religion is spoiling the society and the country, and then several other things. But unfortunately, dharma is required. And anyway, I think I will stop here.
Okay, anybody else? Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of IGNOU Regional Center Kolkata and my own behalf, on behalf of my colleagues, students, we thank you all to you for your discussion, for your presentation, for your lecture, for your uh, uh, thought-provoking information given to us regarding Bhagwat Gita and
No,
startup.
this is not Bhagavad. Please understand. This is not Bhagavad Gita. This is Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagwat Gita.
Bhagavad is different.
यार गीता बोलते कई बोलते गीता कई बोलते भगवत गीता कई
नहीं,
बोलते
नहीं, वो गलत है. भागवत नहीं है, भागवतम अलग है. ये श्रीमद् भगवत गीता is name. And there are several kinds of Gita. Kapila Gita, Rama Gita, Uddhava Gita. There are several Gita. Gita is a song. Gita means song.
Song. Yeah. तो हम सभी आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं सर. आप आए, हमारे इतने सारे जो है बातें आपने बोली है और हमें एक मार्गदर्शन दिया कि किस तरह की हम धर्म में रहते हुए आगे को हम अपना जीवन शैली जो है आगे को कर सकते हैं. तो इसी के साथ हम सभी आपको थैंक यू कहते हैं, धन्यवाद कहते हैं. और नेक्स्ट जल्दी से जल्दी हो सके तो और एक हमारे प्रोग्राम हम रखेंगे. और
नहीं, आप लोग एक नेशनल लेवल में रखे, because this I see very few people are taking
few
advantage
people
of
join.
that.
Okay,
And
sir,
if you could do in the national level, that will be good.
that will be better. Okay, sir.
Only
Next time it
22
will be
people
at
have
national
joined,
level.
because and this is a very what you call important. Entrepreneurship is important.
Yes, sir.
And that our youth can take help of that. Okay, I think is okay.
Okay.
Fine.
So,
thank you. Sabko
thank you.
namaskar. Dhanyabad.
Namaskar, Sabhi. Thank you. And all the participants who have joined us, thank you very much for all the participants, because you have recently listened almost 1.5 hour, more than 1.5 hour. Thank you very much. Thank you to all. Namaskar.